What up, Bulls Nation? We've got live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up right now. The Bulls fall to the Pelicans 143-130. And we thought the defensive effort against the Wizards on Saturday was rough. What did we just watch? We will try to break it down with y'all next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls postgame is presented by Michelob Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download the Bet365 app with promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Hey, yikes. Thanks for joining us, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. While you're hanging out in that chat, throw us a super chat tonight if you're feeling generous and happy despite the outcome. Always appreciated. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave. Bow. BAWL Sports. Will the Go Gottlieb on the end. Will_Gottlieb. And our king of the controls, the one and only Joey C. Hey. Joey, did you enjoy that?
I loved how you controlled your emotions in the cold open there when you say the Bulls fall to the Pelicans, as in, I would have just said fall down a flight of stairs and hit every bad team branch on the way down, but you held it in. Good for you.
We got an hour to go, Joey. there might be some thoughts less composed than that cold open.
I'm about to say, I don't think Joey's tapped into the rage side of young Matt Peck. I don't know if we'll see it tonight, like a rage, but I don't think he's seen that game when Matt dropped 69. You know what I mean? Where he drops 81 on the floor, like, dude, where he has to walk off the set because he's so angry, which happened twice last year, which was phenomenal.
This team has a tendency to do that to me.
It does.
But so, like, let's just start with the realities of what we witnessed. We talked to pregame about how the Bulls were shorthanded. Okoro out another game, Herter out, Dalen Terry still out. But, obviously Zach Collins has yet to return. Vooch being out is the big loss. But the Pelicans were also shorthanded.
Yeah.
They were missing like 3 or 4 very key guys to what that team is or is at least supposed to be. Mm-hmm. So whether it's tonight or any other night, if the Bulls are missing guys and their opponents are missing guys, I don't want to hear like injuries as any kind of excuse.
Nope.
You had Josh Giddey out there. Mm-hmm. You had Kobe White out there. Mm-hmm. You had Modest out there. You had Pat, Lee, one of the two. Yikes. Io, to his credit, played a hell of a game. He played hard all night. But defense.
Man.
Let's start with this very curious decision of Billy Donovan. With Vooch not being able to go, with still no Zach Collins, opting to start Patrick Williams in a small ball lineup out of the gate instead of Jalen Smith, who he did turn to start the second half. But the Bulls have already had some issues recently protecting the defensive boards. The Pelicans worked them on the glass in the first half, Dave, and that was one of many categories that led to the Bulls' defense surrendering 74 first-half points.
So they gave up 143 total.
Woo!
Which is 7 off of that 150.
Defense got a little better in the second half.
Got a little better, 69 points. Nice. Gave it up in the second half. Yeah. Let me start here because I said this about Nikola Vucevic when he had a terrible game, and I came on here and I was mad and angry. So I have to do it the same way. I'm a fair person. Patrick Williams is ass. Ass, bro. Ass. That was basically what I wrote in our comments about the game that just happened tonight. Was I didn't really have words for it, but that's the only word I have. Ass. So we saw him at the 5, ass. We seen him at the 4, ass. We seen him at the 3, ass. Like, it's just been bad, bro. Like, it's been super bad. He had moments early on where he had his thing together and it was going. I know why Billy had him out there, was for defensive purposes. He figured, oh man, we can run the small ball lineup, which in theory sounds really like it makes sense. Like, okay, I'm not asking Patrick to do anything, but just have that size and be formidable against a guy like Derek Queen, to be formidable against a guy like Zion Williamson, because I can match strength on strength with those guys right there. No, it takes sometimes some footwork. We're watching Pat back up and allow Zion to get running starts to get to the rim. He, of course, obviously isn't a good rebounder, so but we did see him grab 2 offensive rebounds and not grab them at the same time.
Oh, God.
And then it went out of bounds, which was really impressive.
He had -2 offensive rebounds.
In one possession. That was crazy. That was wild stuff. So, man, just a bad game. It wasn't his fault total. It's just he just stood out amongst the trash that was going on tonight. But everybody played really, really bad, especially defensively. The Pelicans got whatever they wanted inside, whatever they wanted. They were like spoiled kids for Christmas. They got whatever they wanted, man, whatever they asked for. No, I want to score 2 points. Okay, little Zion, you can score. But I want to score and dunk too. Okay, Derek Queen, you can get it too. They got whatever they wanted. It was spoiled children down there. All the rebounds, we already talked about how they were good at offensive rebounding. We saw that rear its ugly head tonight. We saw Grand Theft Alvarado just go crazy on the Bulls tonight and play very, very well. But there was no resistance. That's really what it was. It was no resistance. It's why in the second half, Billy said, yo, I'm going to have to put something in there. Let's go with Jalen Smith, and let's put Patrick at the 4. And then, we'll put Modest on bench and go with that. And the result was still ass. So Ayo Dosunmu, the only one who I thought got on the plane today to play for the team. He did what he could, 11 of 16 shooting, 28 points. That was really solid. I thought Trey Jones also did his best to be out there and try to give this team a chance to win. But, man, overall, it just wasn't good enough from the opening tip. It's like you didn't hear Vooch at all. It's like you didn't hear anything that he had to say when he lost his mind on everyone in the Bulls and spoke his mind, I should say, on everyone for the Chicago Bulls, man. So it's like it didn't even transfer or click or anything like that. And what you saw was a continuation of that game, which is why Matt and I weren't, happy about the loss, because stuff like this can occur. Doesn't matter the record. If you're not coming out there ready to play and not being physical and not trying to, sustain that for at least half, you're going to lose. And that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean, Vooch after last game basically said, if we continue to play like this, it's going to be bad loss after bad loss. And it was pretty telling that in the very next game, you come out and lose to the New Orleans Pelicans, who had won 2 games up to that point. So, look, I mean, they got killed in every single category that we talk about. Mm-hmm. It was offensive rebounds in favor of the Pelicans. I'm just trying to pull up the numbers here. They had 19 offensive rebounds. 19. The Bulls had 4. 19-4 in the battle of offensive rebounding. Jeez. They put the Pelicans to the line a grand total of 35 times. If they could make a shot, they made 24 of them. They probably wouldn't win that game by 25. Mm-hmm. They had a bunch of turnovers. The Bulls did. They had 17 turnovers. That's too many.
5 each for Josh and Kobe.
Pelicans had 10 total. So those 2 players alone tied the entire Pelicans team. And this is not a good Pelicans team, by the way. We talked about it pregame. In terms of their 4 factors, they're pretty much in the bottom 10 of the league in every single category, except for offensive rebounding and not turning the ball over. So they do a good job there. But that was pretty much it. I mean, you give up that many shots at the rim, you're just not going to win games pretty much no matter how well you play. I feel like, to me, the last couple of years I've been very much on top of the gap in points from 3 and how many points a game the Bulls are giving up from the 3-point line. This year it's the rim. And the Pelicans scored 70 points at the rim today. 70.
Oh, good God. Did you see Zion's shot chart tonight?
Oh, yeah, it was a dot. It was but just a really, really dark dot.
They really colored in the lines. The Pelicans were 35 of 53 at the rim and drew 11 shooting fouls at the rim. You're just not going to win games when you're giving up the rim like that. Now, you may say, well, Vooch wasn't there starting center. Vooch is not deterring 70 points from the Pelicans. I did find it interesting that Billy went small. My guess is that he wanted Patrick on the Zion matchup.
Makes sense.
And then you were going to try, they had Giddey on Queen to start, which I thought was a little strange. Queen only played the first half. I don't really know what happened there. Maybe there was an injury. I didn't hear anything. But in the second half, the Bulls went with Jalen Smith. That didn't really get any better. And yeah, I think that they completely just did not play their style at all. And it's just very tough to win games, even if you're more talented. Like, this is now the second game in a row where they actually have probably been the more talented team. And that's debatable against this team in a way that it simply was not against the Wizards last game 48 hours ago. But it was the exact same result. It was get down into a big hole against a team that you theoretically should be better than, give up 70 points in the half, except for this time it was 74, and then try to claw your way out. And last time they were able to do it, this time they weren't. And I just have a gut feeling that's going to be a lot of these games. You look at the recipe for their wins this year, that's been it a lot of times.
And I mean, it's just more ridiculous though because of who you're losing against. And what you're saying is right. Like, it's more of this to come, but it's just the fact of who it's coming against. You can't hang your hat on your opponent anymore, you know?
Yeah.
You can't say, well, you know, man, they played some really, you know what I mean, some straight up hard teams, which they did. They absolutely played some tough teams and didn't get worked like this is the point I'm talking about. I don't know what the disconnect is when the Bulls play those teams that they're supposed to be, you know, dominating and beating on, but there's a disconnect somewhere because this isn't the first time we sat here and had this discussion about this, man. Like, they have done this multiple times over the course of the past couple of years where they just have not shown up for games against teams who are the hottest of trash. And they just still wouldn't put out the fire of the trash. They just, you know, got burned by it, which is wild. But they have other teams that to go against now. Now this makes me worried about playing teams like the Pacers, who don't have the talent but still are good at execution, you know, and doing things like that. This makes me worried about playing Orlando, who has struggled of late, but talent-wise and interior-wise, they are a better basketball team in that sense. So even the Hornets, man, like you can't just sit there and say, oh, man, yeah, we're going to get this one tonight. I said it on the pregame, like, you got to win this game tonight. You have to win this game tonight because of who it is that you're playing. I don't care who's not out there. They didn't have guys out there. As Goat mentioned, Derek Queen didn't play the whole second half, man. He didn't play the second half like that. So you got your top guy out there not playing. They had other injuries and stuff. We know the Bulls had injuries, but it feels like when the Bulls have injuries, then it's like removing a whole piece of a brick. You know what I'm saying? Like, not a part of it. Like, oh, okay, well, we can plug it up because, you know, it might crack a little bit. No, it's like taking out the whole piece, and that one player was holding this whole thing together, you know? And that's scary because this is the NBA. Any sport like that, there's going to be, you know, situations where they're not going to be able to play the game. An injury occurs, something, you know, God forbid, happens outside of the game where they're not able to be there. Well, you got to step up for your guys. The Bulls haven't been whole all season. They have not been whole. So I can't use that excuse. You know what I mean? Like, I can't. Zach Collins hasn't been here. Kobe hasn't been here. Like, guys haven't been whole, and they still started off playing pretty well. All right? But this kind of game against these kind of teams, against the Wizards, we saw how upset y'all were against Portland. When you saw what happened when you played the Heat. You see what's going on. You're playing the Pelicans. You can't have these kind of games right here, and it just feels sadly normal having these kind of games right here for the Bulls, bro.
The other thing that is interesting to me is you just mentioned the Bulls haven't been whole all season, and they haven't. Shouldn't that theoretically be the strength of a team who is being built by an executive who preached about 9 to 10 good players? It's about depth. It's not about one guy or two guys. We win by playing our style, regardless of who are the five out there to start this game, regardless of who the five are out there closing the game, and who plays how many minutes. It's about playing to our identity. That is what has been preached from the team to the media and therefore to Bulls fans. And so, okay, pull pieces out, put pieces in.
Yeah.
We haven't been whole all season. Theoretically, that shouldn't matter.
Agreed.
If your team philosophy and your strategy is depth, 9 to 10 good players instead of 1 or 2 really good players. I don't think it's a very good strategy because it doesn't matter who has been in and who has been out on nights when we see the Bulls play like ass. especially on the defensive end, and that is about personnel.
Yeah.
You can hound Billy for some decisions he made tonight. Like, again, I have no idea why he thought starting Pat was a good idea. Because he wasn't starting Lee. He started Pat.
He started.
That's
a fact.
And
That's a fact, bro.
If we, as fans, know that the one strength the Pelicans have offensively is crashing the offensive boards, and you're out, Vooch, let's go small, says Billy. I'm trying to wrap my head around that one. I really am.
Okay.
But again, it doesn't matter which five are on the floor. If it's supposed to be about depth, wins a team, loses a team.
Yeah.
Your team looks pretty losery right now. We got to knock out our first ad break. We'll come back on the other side. Get to lots of y'all's thoughts in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking in tonight's game. We got some super chats already coming in. I see that. We'll get to those. Plenty more still ahead. Hit the like button while you listen to words from our friends and sponsors. It's free.
It's free. Ass. You can be good. It's a thing. It's nice. Yeah. You can be great.
Oh, love great.
Like, yeah, great's the jam. It's
Hello.
awesome. Look at the mustache. My God, it's great. But if you want to be ultra, it's only one way to do it. And that's with the smooth, crisp, refreshing taste of an icy cold Michelob Ultra. Because once it hits your lips, whether it's bottle or can, it's a full throttle love, baby. I have to whisper it when I talk about it because I can't believe it's like this. Michelob Ultra. It's amazing, y'all. Grab a Michelob Ultra, all right? It's the official American beer sponsor of your Chicago Bulls. But Big Dave, what makes it so ultra, man? Well, I would love to tell you right now. 2.6 carbs. 95 calories. That's what makes it ultra, y'all. A superior, smooth taste worth playing for. So no matter what you're playing for, all you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is look at me in my eyes and make it superior, all right? And you do that with Michelob Ultra. Be ultra magnetic.
CHGO Bulls also brought to you by Bet365. And now with the early payout offer from Bet365, you're a winner if your team goes up by 17 points this football season with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. Download the app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Because when you do, you're going to also cash in on that offer of $150 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. And here's the greatest part. Win or lose that $5 bet, it doesn't matter. You're going to get that $150 in bonus bets either way with that promo code CHGO365, of course. They got something every night. Thursday Night Football, a $10 safety net bet. Sunday Night Football, there's a $365,000 jackpot you can get in on. And Monday Night Football, 50% super profit boost tokens on same game parlays. You could double your winnings on parlays with Bet365's 100% parlay boost. So what are you waiting for? Download the Bet365 app. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 21 and over. We're back. CHGO Bulls postgame, hanging out with you, our fellow Bulls fans, breaking down an ugly, ugly loss to the Pelicans. The Bulls said, we Pelicant. That's rough. The Coach Jared in the chat saying, I miss the hard hat, lunch pail days. Please stop switching and enough with the Olaying defense. SMH. There was, who had the Olay of the night? Was it Javon Carter? Was it Josh Giddey? Was it Lee?
Giddey had a bad one.
They all three of those guys had some woof moments at the rim.
Agreed. It was tough, man. Like, everybody just got out of the way. And the Pelicans, credit to them, that's what happens when you put pressure, and constant pressure on guys, forcing them to make those decisions of, are you going to get out of my way or not? Because I'm coming. Like, the person that's been Ayo Dosunmu's philosophy on offense since he got here in the league.
Yeah.
I'm coming. You know what I mean? Like, can you stop it? It's up to you to stop it. And, yeah, the Bulls said, no, you got it. We're not trying to stop none of that tonight. And just allowed them to continue to get inside, just allowed them to continue to dominate the boards, just to continue to dominate points in the paint. Just something we've been seeing kind of like all season so far for this team, man. And we thought these things would start to catch up at some point in time, right? But you still feel like you got enough to beat these kind of teams out there on the floor, man, and they just haven't.
So I guess that's kind of an interesting jumping off point into a discussion about, like, what is this team? Like,
bad. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're still 9-8. They've started the season better than I thought they would.
Yes.
Right? I did not think they would start
100%.
9-8.
Yes.
They've had one of the most difficult schedules to start the year. I think that's probably come down a little bit now, having played the Wizards and the Pelicans in back-to-back games. Granted, the results have been what they have, but, like, I think take away the emotions from watching each individual game or the last couple, I think if you knew the Bulls were going to start 9-8 coming into this year, you'd probably be pretty happy about it. But I just I wonder if they can sustain this rate. I mean, certainly since the 9-8 start or since the 5-0 start, they're 4-8. That's not very good.
It is not.
I just don't know what to make of this team. And I will say this, I don't ever think I bought into them being a 50-win team, even when they were 5-0. And so my expectations or what I thought they could do didn't change that much. I think it definitely went up. I thought maybe 42, 44 wins, maybe 45. That was coming up from 39 wins, which was my, preseason prediction. And maybe they still get there, but I don't think that I guess what I'm trying to say is a 40-win team, a 42-win team is going to have games where they win against the Nuggets and they're going to have games where they lose against the Pelicans.
Right.
That happens within 82-game season. What's concerning to me is that they've kind of looked themselves at times through some of this, but for the most part, they just have not been able to really play a full game the way that they want to. And I really do think it starts defensively. I mean, you're just not going to win games if you're giving up runways to the rim. Billy has said this a million times. The players know this. Obviously, Okoro wasn't there today, but even if he is, he's not solving that issue by himself.
Yes.
It's a team effort. And that's why, we were just kind of talking about it, starting Patrick and trying to go small, trying to be switchable. I do think that's an interesting thing to try. I think it's probably worth trying. And if you're going to try something like that, you may as well do it against a team that's 2-15. Obviously, it didn't work out. They get punked, but I'm not against that experimentation. It's just that even when those guys are out there, to your point, Matt, they need to continue to play that style. You can't just go out there and not play to that identity because they know this is what's going to happen. And the disconnect of they know how to play. They know that they can play this way, but they can't do it consistently. This is a discussion I've been having with Alex Caruso 3 years ago, with DeMar, with Zach. They've been doing this for years where it's we know we can do it. We just haven't done it consistently. I don't know what the answer to that is. I think if anybody did, they would have a very high paying job in the NBA somewhere.
Shout out.
But it's just the fact that you still don't know what you can expect from them after a 5-game win streak where you do kind of buy into the idea that, okay, maybe they're not going to win 50 games, but at least they can play sustainable brand of basketball to this where you're sustainably playing down to your opponent and not getting stops. I mean, the defense is just this looks like the worst defense in the league. It really looks like a defense that could be 30th.
You gave up 144 first half points in consecutive games to 2 of the 3 worst offenses in the league. Full stop. End the discussion there until anything else changes. What do you want us to do?
What do you want?
As far as taking this team seriously, when that's what you're doing defensively.
Yeah.
It's a freaking joke.
Yeah.
No defense, none, said Stephen Blaylock in the chat with a thumbs down emoji. Thomas Banks said they call Pat the paw because he clearly lacks hands. I also was wondering, I think somebody else in the chat mentioned it too. Pat was still playing late in that game and Modest wasn't. What's up with that?
Yeah,
and look, Modest Buzelis, 10 points at half, second only to Josh Giddey's 11 for the Bulls offensively. He was confidently knocking down a couple of threes, got to the basket a couple times, had himself a ferocious dunk. But we also saw him get bodied.
Yeah.
Bodied. So if you're saying, oh, well, even Modest would have been a better option as far as stopping the bleeding defensively than Pat as a small ball 5 or whoever else was out there, I'm not so sure. That's dude, that one play in particular where we watched Sadiq Bey just put him in a locker like a bully.
He did. Yeah.
And Billy has always shown when it comes to Modest and just young guys in general, if I'm not liking what I'm seeing from you out there right now, come have a seat, youngin'. Because you know what else that makes me think of? Hey, remember when we saw Noa Essengue out there for, 12 seconds tonight?
He's like a baby deer, bro.
He played 2 minutes.
The knees still knocking together.
He bricked a 3 off the backboard to the side of the rim.
Yeah.
Didn't even hit rim.
Yeah.
Then he gets absolutely bullied and called for a foul, taken inside on the other end.
Yeah.
Then Bulls go back down the other way. Josh Giddey actually makes a nice little crafty layoff pass to Noah, who's on the block open for a second. And then that window closed real fast, and he goes up for a layup and got stuffed.
Yeah.
And then we never heard from him again. Why isn't Billy playing Noa Essengue more? Maybe it's because he's not ready, y'all. Maybe it's because he's 18 and a project, and we've been saying for a while that he is a project.
Yeah. And he's that. And you know what? No, let me yell back at Billy because of that. Because you're right. Like, everything about Modest and what you said, like, you know, him getting bodied, you know, and those things happening. Yes, all facts, all true. In no world should Patrick Williams have more minutes playing than Modest Vucevic.
Agreed. I agree.
No world.
I agree.
That shouldn't happen, all right? In 27 minutes he played to Modest's 21. Never. And even within that 21 minutes, he's still getting the same amount of rebounds as Lee.
Quattro.
And he's getting more blocks than Lee, because he had another game where he
Two
had
more
two
for
more
Modest.
blocks. Shout out Matt Peck and his parlay.
Shout out Big Dave.
So that stuff, and you know that he's a guy that is supposed to kind of be a cornerstone for you and your franchise moving forward and, you know, going forward and things like that. You let him play in these kind of games. They have to continue to fail. I would rather watch him fail than watch Patrick fail. Like, I know I've seen Patrick fail many a day. I know what it looks like. I would rather watch Modest do it and see if he can grow from it right now. Because, again, this is your future that we're talking about. Pat is a role guy, and that's what it feels like right now. He's that role guy right now. So I'm not going to go with that and then say, okay, well, Modest, I'm going to start this dude right here who can't shoot and can't defend and can't rebound and can't block shots. But I think he gives us a better chance. No, no, in no world should Modest Vucevic be playing less minutes than Patrick Williams, man. I feel like Billy made a mistake on that one, in my opinion.
I just feel like Patrick tonight gave the Bulls a better chance to like defend Zion, frankly. Like, I think that's why he was out there. I'm not like sitting here and saying he did a great job or played a great game. I don't think that was the case, but like we saw when Sadiq Bey just tried to put Modest in the goal, like Zion would just destroy him. Like, he's just not physical enough. And you even saw like on that one possession where he just gives up so much ground. I do think that you have to like play off of Zion in order to like try to coax him into shooting, but then also have the like strength and body to be able to absorb the contact when he does drive. So I get playing off of him a little bit, but yeah, I mean, Zion was just like, he's 8 of 14, had 16 free throw attempts. Like, he was just getting to the basket at will. Putting Modest out there is not going to stop that. And I don't think that putting Modest in a situation where you have to do that and you're just getting physically abused out there is going to help. Now, you could put him on a different assignment, but then you have the question of like, well, who else is you taking off the court? So like in that instance, if he were to have started Modest instead of Patrick in the second half with Jalen Smith, is Jalen guarding Zion and then Modest guarding Queen or Missy? Like, it was a tough
Queen
matchup.
wasn't out there.
Missy then he's got to guard the center, and like Missy had 13 rebounds tonight, 9 offensive. Like, he was just destroying them. So I just think like it was a particularly tough matchup. I get what you're saying. And then, okay, maybe you could put him at the 3 then. You can slide everybody down. I was playing really well. You have to have Gideon Kobe out there. So it is a tough thing, but also without Vooch and without Collins, you just don't have the personnel to play with true bigs at the 5 to where you can slide him down. So today just felt like a particularly tough matchup for me. And I don't think Modest played super well either. Again, not necessarily saying he was better or worse than Patrick. I know that's not your point.
No.
But just the idea of like, where do you put this guy? And he was team worst minus 23.
But yeah,
so.
if you're telling me you can find places to put Patrick Williams, you can find places to put Modest.
That's what I'm saying. I
Vucevic.
think today Patrick guarding Zion needed to be the case.
I hear you, but I feel any day I can find a place to put Modest Vucevic over Patrick Williams. Like, I don't care who's out there playing. Like, I'm going to find a way to get that kind of talent on the floor and get more opportunities for him on the floor than I will for Patrick Williams. Certain things you're going to have to take a loss on. Like, you're just going to have to take it. Like, Zion is going to do Zion stuff, man. Like, he's going to do that. But, damn, I got to see Modest out there. Like, this is the dude who came out scoring.
Yeah.
And he
So
came
maybe
out
the answer
cooking,
is-
and he was playing very well to start. Yes, he was getting put in the goal without a doubt. He was getting worked right there. But it's not like something was being stopped on the other end, like Zion is being shut down or any of their game was being shut down because Lee was out there. That is not the case. So if that's happening, put me the dude who is actually scoring points and give me an opportunity to win that way. Don't just focus on this side. Then fine, that's not working. You go out there and you score. Let's find out if you can draw fouls, because I know Patrick ain't about to draw fouls on them dudes out there. He's not going to do that. So allow Modest that opportunity, man. Like, nah, bro. Like, no world should Patrick Williams be getting that time, in my opinion. No, I'm sorry, Joey C.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, I mean, there's a part of this, too. It's a bit of a numbers crunch out there. You can't hide everyone out there defensively.
They're trying.
I know, right? And, like, unfortunately, I feel like Modest is taking a bit of the brunt of this, too, as well, because of his height, not his size, right? Like,
that's what you have to do if you're going to be a power forward in this league.
And
Like,
I personally,
you have to do that.
And my thing is, maybe tonight isn't the healthy conversation, is I kind of question whether Modest is a 4, maybe not just right now. I don't know if he's a 4 right now, and I'm wondering what it would look like if he played with some bigger bodies out there and was asked to move laterally and use quickness instead of physicality in terms of just the defensive side of the ball. But I don't think we necessarily have the players to make those lineups happen either. So he's in a tough spot, and he's a young player. I kind of feel for him a little bit, and I'm not taking away that he isn't producing right now.
Right.
But I do feel for him a little bit about what's being asked of him and simply what he isn't really capable of doing right now in his career.
Yeah, and I think for me, like, if he's not at the 4, and I'm not disagreeing with that at all, then put him at the 3 and let me see. And my thing is, I shouldn't have Patrick getting more opportunities at that. Like, Pat at the 5 and then Pat at the 4. And then you're like, no, Modest, this is it. You're only at the 4, and I don't see you get the opportunity at the 3. Like, no, bro. Like, I would rather give me that opportunity more so than the other. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree that Modest did not have the greatest game tonight, and mentioned that he got bodied too. But
Sorry,
Dave,
Patrick.
like, on a night when, hey, the team that scores the most points is going to win because no one's playing any defense. Modest gave you 10 quick points. Looked confident and capable offensively in his first half minutes.
Yeah.
You know who never looks confident and capable offensively? Patrick Williams.
Bro.
Ever. Not once in my life can I have said that about him. Sometimes he does things that look confident or capable offensively, and he surprises the hell out of me by doing so. I'm never expecting it.
Yeah.
And at least when Modest was getting worked defensively tonight, he was putting in effort. I saw Pat just standing around a lot tonight.
Yeah.
You know, rag Modest in whichever ways you want as a young guy who's still learning things, especially on the defensive end, as a 21-year-old NBA player. He's always out there giving effort.
Yeah.
He's not getting yanked because of a lack of effort, mental mistakes, or just like, I can't guard this guy. He's too strong for me. Pat just watched a bunch of guys go by him tonight, pretended to put a body into a guy while he gave him a layup, and then another, and then another. I'm sick of watching that.
2 of
for
9.
27 minutes.
2 of 9 from the field.
Butt cheeks. All right, we got to knock out another ad break. We'll come back and continue breaking this one down. We will get to those super chats that we have on deck. Keep them coming. Hit the like button. That's free. While you listen to these words from our friends and sponsors. CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Brunt Workwear. Brunt's best-selling Marin boot. Bam! Ooh. Not only built for the toughest job sites, they're completely waterproof. Whether it's rain, mud, or standing water, your feet will stay dry. That's important. Just ask Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump. Brunt isn't just about work boots. They offer a full range of high-performance gear built for tough jobs, from heavy-duty work pants to weather-resistant jackets. Brunt designs durable, reliable workwear to keep you protected and productive in any condition. Choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing comfort or durability. Brunt thought that was BS. So they built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet, because people out there doing the real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. With temps dropping and the holidays coming up, it's time to treat yourself or the hardworking man in your life to real comfort. Skip the throwaway gifts. Get them something built to last. That is, boom, the Marin Boot, Brunt Workwear. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with promo code CHGO at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com, promo code CHGO. Order today and let them know you heard it here on CHGO Bulls.
You ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Got no leg?
Magic legs.
Magic legs.
Guess what, y'all? CHGO Sports is teaming up with Loyola Basketball. Loyola Basketball. Saturday, December 6th at 1:30 p.m., the Loyola Ramblers are going to be taking on the Princeton Tigers. Wait, aren't they the Tigers? Yeah. Princeton at Gentile Arena in Rogers Park, y'all. It's a perfect family event with Santa Claus appearance, holiday music, halftime baby race, love those prizes, and much, 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 much more. Ramblers have won over 80% of their games in Gentile Arena since 2021. That's an amazing stat right there. So you can go to ramblertickets.com and use the code CHGO for $5 off your ticket. Ticket prices start as low as $15.
CHGO Bulls postgame rolling along. Thanks for being here with us, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you didn't do it during the ad break. Shout out to our guy, MK Hoops, making an appearance in the chat. I thought you quit the Bulls, man. I thought you quit. What are you doing here?
Oh, it creeps up.
Oh, we love to see you. He said the worst thing to happen to Bulls fans is this team winning its first 5 games and a starved fan base buying into that and thinking it meant something real. Look, we're still not even a quarter of the way through an 82-game season. Lots left to be decided.
Whole lot left. Yes.
Whole lot left.
But it's so interesting how if the Bulls had started 0-2 and then won 5 games,
right,
versus starting or even started 1-1 and then won 5 games,
right,
versus starting 5-0. I feel like that start really changed people's opinions about
how many people were calling for Billy Donovan's head when the Bulls were 5-0, and people were throwing parades down the streets.
My goodness!
Oh, the hang time, the flag motion. Like it's honestly, it should be that way. I mean, you win; it comes with expectations. Like that's how it goes. And of course, Bulls, like you know how they like it's either way high or it's way low. It's never in the middle or even killed.
Come join me in the middle.
Right, we're here. But yeah, like but winning and being like he's right, just starving. You know what I mean? And that's the key word I think of that is starving. Mm-hmm. And giving them a burger and they're like, this is filet mignon, and because you haven't had a burger in like 4 or 5 years. It's been a long time since you ate, so I can understand why people are feeling that way. But yeah, there has to be a level ground before you just hit the ground. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So there wasn't Bulls fans. There's no real level ground. We try to be the level ground for you with that, but usually that isn't the case, and then they ends up falling flat, and then you look up and you just blame whoever's standing there. Billy, bow. You about to get this. I saw my man with Sunsell Jr. catching strays. You know what I'm saying in here, man? Like everybody gets it, but I agree. Everybody gets a piece when you lose. Every single body gets a piece when you lose. Everybody gets a piece when you won. My biggest thing, Goat, is just the fact of what Vooch told you what was going on. He told you what's not sustainable. He told you what's not going to work for this team, for us to continue to move forward and try to win. And even without those guys, I'm saying the effort wasn't there for them to be out there to try to win. That's the issue for me, is he told you what it's going to take. And you're not good enough to not play without effort every single night. That's the only way you're going to be in these games, man. I don't care who you're playing against, Jamico Saints, whoever. Like, you got to play with that kind of effort every single night with the talent that you have on this team. And even more so when you're missing some of your talent out there on the floor, some of your key talent out there on the floor. So that's what bugs me the most, if somebody handed you the answers to the test and you still got a D-. That's the issue for me, man. So yeah, that stuff has to be better, and I don't know how to get that better, because somebody talked, about it, and it still was like it looked worse.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of the problem. It's like it goes back to the quote Billy had about the astronauts after last game, where he was like, "I want to go to the moon, but I don't know what it takes to be an astronaut." Yeah. Like, you have to play incredibly hard to even get to the style of play that the Bulls think can win them games. And even if they get there, they're probably a 42, 43 win team. So that means you're losing 39 games, right? And so even if you do play to that level every single night, you're going to lose half the time. And if you don't play that level, you're probably going to lose 75% of the time. And that's what we're seeing tonight. There's a great quote from Cowley's article out of the game tonight from Ayodasumu. He says, "Coach is telling us 1,000 times to box out. On film, we're going to the glass and not boxing out, just standing around. Coach is telling us to get into the ball. Coach is telling us that what we have to do in order to play physical, and doing it sometimes in the game, but not doing the full game. Donovan is being completely honest with us. He's telling us if we don't do this, we're not going to get these results. We keep saying the stove is hot, and we keep touching the stove."
Boom.
It's like, this is not a Billy problem. Billy knows. Billy came up with the recipe and has tried to hammer it into these guys' brains that this is how they need to play. And to be fair, it's a lot to ask of them to play with this pace and this intensity for 48 minutes a game, especially when you're under-talented in most of your games. Again, this was not a game where you were necessarily way less talented, but that doesn't mean that you get to give up on your style of play, because that's still the best chance that you have to win.
Yeah.
They just don't do it consistently.
Yeah.
And I just think it's like a mental, emotional, physical toll that it takes on you to do that. And it's just a really hard thing to do. And it takes like a certain level of excellence in order to do that over and over again. And that's a hard thing to ask of anybody. And there are teams like the Cavs or the Thunder that can get away with maybe having some slippage there on a certain night because they have MVP caliber players or defensive player of the year caliber players. And their defenses are so good that they can get around it. But the Bulls don't have that. And so when you're hemorrhaging points every single game, when you're giving up layup after layup, you're not getting to, get out in the run because you're taking the ball out from under the basket every single time. It's just exhausting. And then when it doesn't work, I think that can be sort of this mental break for guys where it's like, man, they're asking us to do all this running, all this work, all this effort, and it's not even working. Like, why am I still doing that? And I think these losses can be really dangerous in that way, because that's, to me, what I would be scared about if I was the coach would be, are these guys going to give up on the style of play? Because if they do that, it's over.
Oh, my God, it's a wrap. Let me push you back slightly on what you just said about it being a Billy problem, because I kind of think it is somewhat of a Billy problem. Not for all the reasons you're saying. You're right. Everything he's telling them to do is all correct. All that is fact. But when it's falling on deaf ears, then that's a problem. When they aren't doing it and reciprocating it on the floor, then that's a problem. We know Tom Thibodeau is an incredible coach. All right? That dude can coach. But there comes a time, as I tell you all the time, Tibbs and Five, because there will come a time where it will start to get tuned out and they won't focus with it anymore or be on it anymore. That's not, and again, doesn't mean Tibbs is a bad coach or telling you the wrong things or anything like that. It's just like, putting your head on a brick wall and constantly pounding it. And Billy is too smooth looking to, do that, to himself. So there comes a point in time where that becomes the issue, where I think it is a coaching issue, not from X's and O's standpoint, not from you being brilliant. He's a Hall of Fame coach, damn it. We know he's really good at what he does. But if guys aren't accepting it and receiving it and then putting it back out there on the floor, when Iowa's telling you, coach is telling us and telling us and telling us, and we're still like, okay, we're touching it again. It's hot as hell, guys. Don't touch it again. Okay. And put your hand on it again. There's something wrong. At some point in time, you're going to look at the person who's talking, more so than you'll look at the people that you're saying it to.
Or is it a problem with the roster where no matter how hard they play, they're just not good enough?
Correct.
And you need a
Both?
defensive
both
player
things can be true, as you tell me all the time.
take
Io
away some
brings
of
it
these
every
rim shots.
night.
Yeah.
Io brings it every night. It seems like he does
But I just
what
think
they're
like
asking of him.
They win a game and we talk about the buy-in. We talk about the buy-in for like the first 10, 15 games of the year. Like that doesn't just go away overnight. Like I hear what you're saying, and I agree that buy-in is a factor that you can put on the coach. I just don't think that the issue is that these guys are not bought in. I think the issue is that even if they execute, the margin is still so small because the talent level is not what it needs to be. And you see every single night, even going against quote unquote bad teams, you have a Zion Williamson there. You have a Trey Murphy there. Like these guys are really good basketball players. And if you're just giving them, they took 22 more shots than the Bulls tonight.
Yeah.
22 more field goal attempts.
Ridiculous.
Like even if they did play really good defense.
Yeah.
And they force some misses.
Yeah.
Like you're just in a huge hole, because if you expect to shoot 50%, that's an additional 11 points.
Yeah. You're
Like,
still
you're just
losing.
in a hole.
You're not good enough. And we're in agreement 100% there. You're not good enough and you don't have the talent. But when you're not doing what the coach is asking of you, and he keeps telling it to you, and you're still not out there doing it, and you're losing that way.
But that's the point I'm making about, like, even if they did play to that style, even if they did execute it perfectly, they're still going to lose 50% of the games.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Yes, I completely agree with you on that. But what we've just seen these last few games is they're not doing that. You know what I mean? They're reverting to something that I don't know what it is, man. So I don't know what needs to be done. You know what I mean? It needs to be said well. But yeah, it's simply not working. And again, it's not that I think Billy can't coach. He clearly can. He has a jacket that says he can. You know what I mean? Like, that dude is an awesome coach, man. But sometimes during the season, there's a disconnect, you know what I'm saying, between him and some of the players, because Io is hearing it. Io is getting it. Vooch is hearing it. Vooch is getting it. I think Kobe is hearing it, and Kobe is getting it, and these guys. But sometimes it feels like everybody as a unit isn't.
I just think it's like you're playing at such a deficit if you're this bad defensively. Like if you are, they have like no defensive talent on their roster.
Facts.
Like they really, I mean, Okoro didn't
Davis.
play tonight. He's obviously a talented defensive player. Modest has elements of his game that are good defensively, but as we talked about, like he is not providing resistance. He's not like preventing drives from happening. He's like maybe getting some tip shots and like blocking some shots, but he's not like resisting. And that's where I think Patrick is pretty good because he's so strong. Not saying he's like great at every element of defense, but I do think he's pretty good at that. But they just don't have enough defensive talent. And when you're going up against teams that can just get to the basket and score every time, it's like, what are you giving up 2 points and you're just like, it's like pushing the boulder up the hill every day just to see it fall all the way back down. It's just it's exhausting. Yeah. And that's where I do think that the buy-in could become an issue. And maybe it already is, but I don't know that I am there quite yet with the buy-in part.
Yes, sir.
Andrew in the chat said, we're seeing why the Okoro trade was a good one. His absence on defense equals 140 points. Well, Isaac Okoro's only missed a couple of games.
Yeah.
And the Bulls have been giving up, 124, 125 pretty regularly.
I don't know how you stopping Zion. That's a tough matchup for him. Man.
My goodness gracious. Okay, we have to knock out one last ad break. When we come back, a few more thoughts on the game, and we will get to y'all super chats as well. I want to touch on Noah a little bit more, too. There's some more people in the chat talking about him and him not playing more tonight. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads. It's free.
Free. Craggy.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Four Seasons. Winter is coming. It's almost here. Is your home's heating up for the challenge? Maybe you have a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. Need a new hot water tank installed today? Guess what? Call Four Seasons. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electrical, and generator needs with no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays. Which is important this time of year. Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Furnaces starting at just $39 a month. Furnace AC combos, $57 a month.
Nice.
Call today and save $50 from your trusted local experts. That's Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. They've been serving Chicagoland for over 50 years. So visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com.
Big shout out to my man Ray at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake, y'all. We don't do that one day stuff. Black Friday is going on at Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake. Come in today to shop the Black Friday sales event and drive home with 10 to 30% off MSRP on new Chevy models plus no payments for 120 days. That's awesome. Or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. They've got one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventory, so you'll find that perfect vehicle for yourself. And one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest is what they are. So you know they're going to keep those prices competitive and low and affordable, so you get a great deal. And on top of that, you got the raised price promise, y'all. You know what you see is what you're going to pay. That's how it goes. So don't miss out on that Black Friday sales event going on all month long, all month for 10 to 30% off MSRP and 4 new Chevrolet models. Plus, no payments for 120 days. Go ahead and go to Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or raychevrolet.com. Serving the community since 1963.
CHGO Bulls postgame rolling along on Monday night. Breaking down a tough one as the Bulls fall to the Pelicans. Thank y'all for hanging out in the chat. Hit the like if you haven't done it yet. Mr. Bad Guy in the chat said, this was a game that showed how poor of a coach Billy is. He doesn't trust his players enough to allow them to play through and learn from their mistakes. Whatever you like, 7629 saying, Peck, Essengue is never going to show you anything if you bench him after 3 possessions. Effing give the kid a run. So I don't know if that's also who Mr. Bad Guy was referring to with his, or if it was more about Modest only playing 21 minutes to Pat's 27, as we were talking about earlier. I will meet you there at Modest.
Sure.
Noah,
he'll drop you off.
Look, I'm not sitting here saying he's a bust.
Yeah.
We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
He's 18. But what I do know is that when Billy, out of desperation, team was down, playing poorly against a not so great opponent, and they're shorthanded, so Noah might get that call up. He did. He played for 2 minutes. Brick that didn't even get rim. Cooked. You think Billy Donovan has the patience when he is trying to win games to let that play out a few more possessions longer, several minutes longer? Look, and I sat on this very set last season. At times I got frustrated with Billy for giving modest quick yanks when I thought that he was playing well. Maybe made one or two mistakes and said, I want to play through it. Watch Modest play through it. I also last season was thinking it was in this team's best interest to lose games, which it was still. That fact hasn't changed. But now it's like this year, the reality is reality, and Billy's out there trying to win games every night.
Every night.
And they got out to that great start, and they're like, okay, well, hey, this team might be real. An 18-year-old rookie who has a stretch of possessions back and forth that go that poorly. You can be mad at Billy for giving him that quick of a benching, but I am not surprised by it. I don't think anybody should be surprised by it.
No.
You watched the minutes, parentheses, seconds, that Noah played out there, right? Because they were bad. They were real bad.
I think like there is a balance with player development of like you want to get the guy minutes, right? You need him to play in order to get the experience to learn how to be effective in the minutes that you're getting them. And if they know they're coming out of the game after one mistake, then it's really tough. You're playing tentatively. You're playing to try not to make mistakes as opposed to playing with aggression and trying to like get into the game. It's just hard to do that. But at the same point, you kind of have to protect these guys too. Like you can't just like put them out there and throw them to the lions and like expect them to necessarily thrive. Now, maybe if it's like the game's a blowout and, you know, you're throwing in the subs at the end of the game and they can kind of run around and it's not really like meaningful basketball, that's one thing. But the Bulls still are trying to win. And that's a separate conversation. You know, Matt just alluded to it. We can discuss that if we want. I also think that like a lot of times when we view the team, we're only seeing the games. Billy's seeing this guy in practice. He's seeing him with Windy City practice. He's getting reports on him from the coaching staff. Like there's more to it than just did he survive or not in the 3 possessions that they gave him during this game. He's played 6 NBA minutes. Like there's more stuff from preseason, from summer league, from training camp, from practice, from Windy City practice, from Windy City games. There's a lot more information that the team has that we don't have to make those decisions. So I get that. But at the same point, I definitely hear the frustration about like, well, you got to get him out there and see if he can actually play. But I just think that he's, at least right now, so far away from that he's not going to be productive. And that might just like, that might hurt him. That might stunt his growth.
That part.
And the other interesting point that David in the chat just brought up
Awesome name.
that I think is great. If they're trying to win games, why the hell do you pick Noah and not an established scorer like Queen? Why are they playing P. Will? Well, we already covered P. Will, but I think the Noah versus Queen thing is a fascinating question when you're talking about your team's strategy, your front office's strategy of where your team is and where it's trying to go next. Because as somebody who did not see the Bulls as a team anywhere close to legitimate contention as we were evaluating all these various prospects and talents in the 2025 NBA draft class, Noah was on my board of like, I'd be okay with it picks because he's a very young player with maybe some high upside that we're not going to see probably for a while. And I don't think it's in this team's best interest to be like, win now, win now, win now. Unless the winning now part that you're talking about is 41 games. Get ready for it. But like Derek Queen, and I had my doubts about Queen. I was skeptical about his game translating to the NBA. Right now, out of the gate, early going rookie season, he seems to be proving me wrong in that skepticism. And if you're talking about who was the more give you playable minutes out of the gate as a rookie, even as a skeptic of Derek Queen, I was like, oh, what, if you ask me between that and Noa Essengue, it's like, oh my God, Derek Queen all day. He can go play in the NBA tomorrow. And look, see here, he's proving that to be true. I was okay with the Noah pick because he's a project, and the Bulls' timeline of winning ain't for a while, y'all. Sorry to burst your bubble if you thought it was. It's not. But that is, like, if you're trying to win, if you're saying we want to be competitive, then why did you take the project and not the guy who could give you minutes tonight when Vooch ain't playing?
That's real stuff, man. First of all, you're not sorry to burst the bubble, sir. Come on now. It's a jam. It's a jam.
Sometimes I wish I was wrong, Dave. I rarely am. I rarely am wrong. Sometimes I wish I was.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah. Derek Queen, man, like he was. Will and I were looking at what we had these guys during pregame before the show, and I had Derek Queen second as far as who would be available that the Bulls should pick. So of course, number one was Cedric Howard. And the other number 2 was Derek Queen. Basically based off of what the GOAT told me when I was talking about him, because I was like, GOAT, I'm not completely sold on him yet. And when I was talking to GOAT, the comparison to Joker came up, like his game, just the kind of game that he played. And then that made me go back and watch more film on him. And I was like, oh, I see it. Yeah, give me this dude. Like, because right now, especially, and my other thought was, well, with Vooch being in his final year, like he can kind of, move into that same kind of spot and run that same kind of offense, you know what I'm saying, offensive style that Vooch is, but just with a little more thing on it, you know what I mean? Just a slight more finesse on his game. But yeah, I thought it would be a good pickup for him. I wasn't mad at Essengue, them making that pick right there. I remember Ricky O'Donnell really liked Essengue and was like, no, man, he's got a really high upside, for this young man, but he's a project. And I think that's where I was at, Matt. When I heard the word project, I heard, okay, don't worry about this for the next couple of years. So I'm not expecting to see this super flash of him this year, or maybe not even next year. I'm just expecting to see growth. You know what I mean? So fans, I get your frustration about wanting the young man to be out there, but project is a project, my man. Like, that's what that is. When they tell you that's what it is, then that's what you're going to get on the basketball floor, is a project out there. And you've seen that both times he's been in the game. It's looked like that. So I'm willing for more patience on Noa Essengue. He's not, you can't just put him out here and immediately he's solving problems because he's tall. That's not how that's going to work. He's got to, he's got steps he's got to take. He's got processes he has to go through. So, and we're at step 1. Like, don't think that we at step 2 or step 1.5. You're at step 1 of the process with Noa Essengue. So him getting 4 minutes, him getting 3 minutes, however many minutes, just cherish those minutes that you're in there, and then you can try to grow from that kind of thing. But please don't think that Billy's going to put him in and then immediately problems are solved, or he's going to flash and show something. No, he's going to get, as Matt said, fried and cooked and put to the side because he's a project and a rookie.
Yeah, I think in the draft I was kind of overthinking it a little bit with Queen. I felt like I was more focused on the things that I felt like he would struggle with than the impressive skills that he has, and that's something I think I want to try to avoid in my future. Like I think you can focus on that stuff with some prospects like later on in the draft, but when you're talking about like the high level, top level guys, and he obviously went 12th or 13th or whatever it was, it's not like he was in contention for the number 1 overall pick, but I think a lot of people considered him to be a top 5 prospect. And I feel like I should have been more thoughtful about like the upside there, because I think that's a really important thing to me in evaluating prospects, is like, what is their upside, especially at the top of the draft? Like, you're trying to chase star potential. Does he have that? And for the record, 17 games into an NBA career is way too early to dismiss that. And it's way too early to anoint it too. Like, we don't know how good he's going to be. He's off to a good start. He's had some great games. That's great for him, but the team is 3-15. So we don't really know much about how it impacts winning, about like where we'll go. Certainly he has some skills there. That was never what was in question. With Noah, it's like, I was high on him too. I feel like the upside is there. Joel Lorenzi from The Athletic got some good quotes from Billy Donovan pregame talking about that. You can find that on his Twitter. But basically, from what it sounds like, the Bulls thought that they wanted more upside, more potential, which I think Noah has. And then also at a position on the wing, long, athletic, guys like that who could defend and who could sort of play into their system. And so it was more of a combination of upside with fit, which is, I think, a good, not necessarily, wrong approach, I'll say. We just don't know where Noah's going to be. Like, I think he's so far away. He's way further away than I thought he was going to be. I was like anticipating more readiness just because he was so productive at Ulm. But like, think about what they needed from the game tonight. Like, they needed someone to throw in front of Zion. Noah's like skin and bones out there. Like, he's just going to get destroyed by Zion. And like, you can't put him in a situation where he's just getting tackled. Like, that's not helpful to his growth. So like, I just don't think that
Kirk Heinrich would beg to disagree.
Maybe if they're down by 15 or 20 in like the last couple of minutes, you throw him out there.
My God.
If there's a moment in the game where you can like throw him on a smaller wing to try to give you a spark because he's athletic and he runs the floor, those are good things. But like, they needed someone to guard Zion Williamson tonight. That was not the time to throw Noah out there.
I agree.
And to Billy's credit, he saw it, 3 possessions, didn't go well.
Right.
Get him out of there. Let's not like expose him to this more than you need to. It's like you're bringing a 6-year-old into a rated R movie. It's like they're not ready to see it yet.
Hey, hold on. My dad took me to see Bad Boys opening night in 1995 when I was in 5th grade.
Cool.
And was I ready? No.
Yeah.
Got thrown in the fire? Yes. Am I better off for it? You're absolutely
Yes.
All right, well, then I guess that analogy wasn't very good, but I do stand on what
excellent.
I said.
No, it was excellent, sir. He's just different. That's all.
And I'll say this: somebody asked about Jaden Quaintance. I haven't started scouting anybody. I know he has an ACL tear, like 6'9", more of like a bully ball guy. He's like kind of a combo forward center. I don't think he like necessarily fits with how the Bulls play, but I have not watched a ton of him yet.
That's too heavy.
We'll do plenty of draft scouting later on in the year, so don't worry about that. But I just think that like it is an interesting question of like, should the Bulls have gone to Derek Queen or Noah, or really what they should have done is take the Pelicans, the Hawks trade, which would have moved them back to 23rd in the draft and also given them a lottery pick. And how much better of a situation would they be in now where, yeah, they don't want to tank, so they're going to be competitive, but hey, maybe you can do that and then also maybe still get a top 5 pick too. Like that would have been one of those moves, a rare situation, which do exist, where you can continue to be competitive, but also build towards the future. And those are the moves that I really ridicule the Bulls front office for not taking.
Is it at all possible that Essengue would have still been on the board at 23, or do you think just the way that the board was
I think he
formed
probably
into
would
this-
have gone just because like he was a high upside pick. The Raptors had a high grade on him. They almost took him at 9. Like I do think he would have gone, but but they could have gotten like Asa Newell, who I'm not super high on, but like at least is playing now. Like maybe you get a young guy who like can contribute today, who doesn't have the same upside. But like the pick, I think has more upside than either Noah or Queen. So you get the player and that too. Like that to me, that would have been the best move.
We now enter OT. If you watch on one of our various streaming platforms and want that bonus coverage, just head to allchgo.com. Appreciate you. We will get to our super chats in just a second, but just want to touch on this. Liam, one of our regulars in the chat, saying, when's Chicago going to start holding Modest accountable like you hold Josh accountable? I'll wait because Modest has been absolutely not good enough. We touched on Modest earlier, said would have liked to see him play more minutes than Pat, who also played like...
resisting. He was not providing any resistance defensively.
Yeah.
That's
he
why
was not providing any resistance.
We have absolutely talked about that, man. How he keeps getting a shoulder put in his chest. And
Understandable
offering no resistance.
that Billy, for those reasons, decided to keep Modest's minute short tonight. So Billy held Modest accountable tonight. We here on the postgame show held Modest accountable tonight. Not sure what more you want besides that. Do you want a pat on the back for Josh Giddey? Because guess what? He also played dog shit defense tonight. Now that we're in OT and I can use the words I prefer to use, dog shit defense from one Joshua Giddey. All right? Pat on the back. There you go. The whole team played dog shit defense tonight.
Yeah.
I think what they want is Billy's head on a stake.
Clearly that. I can't provide that. We host a Bulls talk show. We don't make those decisions.
Bears Bulls for Life has thrown in some crazy comments here about Billy.
Okay.
One of them earlier was like, he started small and then he doesn't adjust. It's like starting small is an adjustment, and then in the second half, not starting small is an adjustment off of that adjustment. So I think you just
those are adjustments. Yes, I
yourself
completely
wrong.
agree.
Shout out to our guy Joey on the controls, who just let you all know in the chat, our Black Friday sale is approaching. We do it every year this time of year. All sorts of amazing goodies, including new merch drops in that CHGO merch locker. The Black Friday sale starts, I think midnight on Thursday or whatever. But for you CHGO diehards, one of the many perks, it's already open.
Yeah.
If you are a CHGO diehard, you can go to that All City Network CHGO merch locker right now and take advantage of the Black Friday sales. Up to 90% off on some items, 30% off site-wide. New crew necks, hoodies, T-shirts. We got pint glasses. We got hats. Whatever you can think of as a Chicago sports fan, fresh designs, awesome stuff. You can find it there, and you can find it on huge savings. If you are a diehard, just go and do your shopping, fill up your cart, and then when you go to check out with that diehard membership, you will see those Black Friday prices reflected before you hit that final purchase button.
Yeah.
So take advantage, and for those of you who aren't a diehard, it's around the corner, starting Thursday night.
Yeah.
Or why not take this advantage, an opportunity to become a diehard if you've been thinking about it for a while, so that you can shop early and take advantage of that diehards only first few days of our Black Friday sale.
Yeah, the easiest way is to use code GOAT.
Use promo code GOAT. Sign up right now. That $36 first year offer. It's great.
Shout out to David who says talking about how fly the drip is of CHGO. I appreciate that. The new drip is fire, to be honest. It is.
Shout out.
Appreciate that.
I've always loved this Nux hoodie of ours.
Yeah,
It's one of my all-time faves.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one, the pizza.
Your favorite one? Okay.
Oh, the pizza joint one?
the
It's
pizza
great.
joint one is
Somebody
so good.
earlier
That's my
said that
favorite
you had
colors.
like a classy grunge look going or
Yeah, I
whatever. I
saw
don't know
that.
if Joey
Yeah.
can find the chat.
I saw that.
Search the word grunge in our
Yeah.
chat because
Classy grunge.
somebody had a
Wouldn't be
great compliment for Goat
CHGO Bulls
earlier.
postgame show without commentary on my.
Yeah, I'm
Attire right
saying.
there.
We didn't even bring up some people saying about how amazing your hair
I didn't say you guys said it. I'm just saying.
You are.
I'm saying
you
we
are
coulda got into
ogled.
it.
You get ogled quite often in
guess
the
so.
chat.
Just saying,
That's the word that I would use for
That's
it.
my point is
Ogling.
we could have got into it, but we were like,
I
no, we're going to let
appreciate
it be. We're gonna let
Respect
it
the
be.
mind, not just the body, Bulls Nation.
Yeah.
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 We do have
Yeah.
some super chats that we
right.
should acknowledge before we get out of here, so let's do that now. Shout out Prison Mike, our pal,
Mike.
leading us off. Goon of the Night winner earlier this season
Yes,
with
he was.
$2 super chat. That was worse than eating a gruel sandwich,
Yeah.
which is, of course, what Prison Mike ate in prison all the
This
time.
is, at all
It
times.
was worse than a gruel sandwich.
How many
Juan
Dementors did
Guzman
you see?
with a $2 super chat. Billy D is what the Bears were with Eberflus. You know what? I'm sorry, no. I
That's
disagree.
disrespectful to Jim Boylan.
Yeah, thank you.
They already had
That
their
man
Eberflus.
held that title as, you know, the Bulls to Bears metaphor, and it's specifically with coaching. Bulls already had their flus. It was
Yeah.
a bald-headed menace.
Yes, the bald-headed menace, sir.
Neuralize.
Yes. Don't make me go get the neuralizer.
TJ Mayer,
It's right there.
Hall of Famer, with a 199 super chat. Back where we belong in the play-in tournament.
We belong.
Tried to tell y'all. Roland Triace, 1508. Sorry if I botched the name. Super chat, $10. Modest isn't doing the minimum. What he did last year to get on the court. Many like his mentality. I'm done with the talk. Is this why he slid? That's a big, bold question to ask for a 21-year-old in year two.
I think he slid,
But-
mostly because of the really poor play in the G League. He got basically thrown into a point guard position, which he was not really ready for. And we talked about the physicality, like he was playing against huge grown men.
Yeah.
And he got beat up and did not really handle that super well, and then also shot under 30%. And so if you're looking at a guy who's like supposed to be a point forward who's not really good handling the ball and didn't shoot well,
Yeah.
I think that's why he slid. But he quickly resolved any concerns I think most people had about his shooting. He's been very solid there.
Yeah, true.
And the body, the physicality stuff, like that's going to take some time. But
For sure.
I think he's on his way.
But I think those are the reasons he slid more so than teams maybe not, or some teams and the people who do their scouting and draft interviews not liking the talk that you mentioned in the super chat. If you're referring to Modest having some bold things that he's said.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not like Modest is out here pointing fingers after losses.
Right.
If anything, he's pointing a finger at himself
At him.
all the time.
Correct.
Of not like, look how cool I am, look how good I am, but like, I expect this of me. I need to be better.
Right.
Which I don't know why teams would have problems with that kind of talk.
I have zero problems with that kind of talk and zero problems with holding him accountable. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of that talk or anything like that. But yeah, he's got to be better, man. Like things have to get better for him. And if it's not happening more so on the defensive end than the offensive end, it has to grow a little bit more then. Just to reach the goals that he's saying that he's trying to accomplish and get to and that we want him to actually accomplish and get to, man. But I'll give him props on the blocks, like for sure. He continues to do that because that's what I wanted him to do. But yeah, man, like he's just letting guys go past him and then trying to block, as Goat would point out to me. But yeah, it has to be better. Like the physicality has to be better. Like taking on that brunt of that physicality when guys are putting their body and their hip into him. Like he's got to, have something there. Like something's got to be there. I don't know what it's going to take or what to get. Maybe call Kendall Gill up. You know what I mean? He'll talk about positions with you and your stance and everything like that. But yeah, it has to be better on the floor because obviously it means a lot, not just to the team, but to Billy Donovan. If I can put you out there or not, you don't want to be in a position where your coach is telling you, I can't play you. that you never want to be in that position. That's not a cool, because that means if he did it once, he damn sure is going to do it again. So you don't want to be in that position, man. And I think Modest knows this stuff, and he's got to be better at it. But, yeah, he's got to be better, bro.
Our guy MK Hoops saying the only problem with Modest is people put too much hope and expectation on him in year 2, and that's not his fault. Nope, that's my fault. It's harder in year 2. He'll learn. Don't ask for too much too soon. We've been trying to keep the expectations low, but like for all of the problems that this team has right now, zeroing in on Modest Buzelis ain't it is a wild take in my opinion.
Yeah,
wild.
Yeah,
I think it's the defensive rebounding is the biggest problem over the last couple games. That's what I'd be focused on.
He's fair. That's a fair set. The numbers back of that up.
Also, collective talent. Coach Jarrett, $5 super chat. Even when shorthanded, as Coach Stacey King said tonight, they must come physically and mentally ready to play. Dismal and exciting doesn't mix. I agree. I mean, well said. The Bulls, that's a different way of phrasing what Billy Donovan phrased the other night. Not talented enough not to play desperate every night. They did not play desperately tonight.
No.
I think that was actually like the fallacy of the Wizards and the Blazers games was that they were really close. They were really exciting, but it was not the style of play that they needed to play, and that they basically started playing at halftime, and you can't do that. So I think like these games should be, in a sense, less exciting because the Bulls are playing the right way from the start, and therefore they're winning by 10 or 15, and it's not like so thrilling every time. Like that's kind of the trade-off that you're getting there.
Yeah, true indeed.
Do we have one more super chat to shout out to Joseph?
Said Emmanuel Miller, come on down.
Oh, good Lord. Ryan Smith, 1278 with a $20 super chat. Appreciate you, Ryan. Saying nobody on our team can guard Zion. So with that being said, what is AK's extension deal again? This is ridiculous. Pat, more minutes than Modest? Embarrassing. Let's not talk about AK's extension because there's nothing I have the power to do about it, as much as that drives me crazy and prevents me from falling asleep every night. Nothing to be done, to quote Samuel Beckett. It makes me crazy that he got an extension that I don't think he earned. What can we do about it? Torches and pitchforks, y'all. Hey, anyone who wants to follow behind me, are we done buying into this team being a real team? We want to give it some more time? I'm cool if y'all want to give it some more time.
Give it some more time.
Let's give it some more time. You want to give it some more time? Let me just say this real quick. So the Bulls escaped with a 1-point win over the Wizards. Escaped. And then they took that disgusting L to the Pelicans tonight. Your next game's on deck. Hornets in a cup game that probably doesn't matter because point differential, they're already out. Hornets, Pacers. Then you got Magic, who have righted the ship a bit. Then Hornets again. Oh, nope. Sorry, that's December. That was January. Magic, Nets, then Pacers again. So those 3 to start December, and these 2 Saturday tonight, Hornets, Pacers. So that's a 5, 6, 7 game stretch. They are now 1-1 in the first of that 7. If you don't go 5-2 in those 7 games,
man, listen.
Can you expect me to take you seriously? Because I won't.
Based on the Washington and the New Orleans games, do you expect them to go 5-2?
Hell no.
Yeah, I think that's my thing.
They could go 2-5, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Exactly. Like this team just has to they can't keep playing down to their level of their opponent.
Yeah, they can't.
But then there is the age-old adage of like, are you playing down to the level of your opponent, or is that also your level? Do you share a level? Do you share a handshake level?
Yeah, maybe they just haven't earned
with the Buzz Cities and the Zards of the world.
Maybe they haven't earned the benefit of calling it that. I feel like their 5-0 start is just doing a lot of heavy lifting right now.
Yeah,
it did for some for a certain amount of time.
It was fun.
Some of us chose not to do any heavy lifting in that 5-0 start.
Some of us chose to just be joy and enjoy the game.
Yeah,
it's fun.
So the Bulls now have a few days off to try and recuperate and readjust from that stinker tonight. So they are off tomorrow. We'll be here live with the pod tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 Central. Uncle Will's going to join us, catch up with him, get some of his thoughts on what's been going on so far this season. And then we'll be back for a Friday, Saturday back-to-back with a nice little Thanksgiving holiday in between.
Yes. Enjoy your food. Enjoy your families and stuff. I know we're going to talk about it again tomorrow, but I'm just saying it because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Always.
So disrespectful.
Always enjoy. And who says you can't start your Thanksgiving enjoyment a little early?
Not me. Get it
Whether
on,
it be
baby.
the foods, the beverages, or the sale going on now for CHGO diehards. Black Friday sale, baby.
Guy.
Read Gut Stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard so you can read all of it, the very best of it, including taking advantage of the latest he did on Josh Giddy. What about the thing you wrote the other day, yesterday? Was that diehards only?
Today, actually.
Or today?
Was
that today?
It was about Vooch's commentary after last game and just like the key areas and where they've been coming up short there. So like the areas we talk about, the offensive rebounding, possession battle, field goal attempt stuff, a lot in there from Vooch and also from Billy. So good stuff. Go check it out.
For diehards, use promo code GOAT, G-O-A-T, when you sign up. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb, Big Days Bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bull_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to our guy, King of the Controls, the one and only Joey C. Tirelessly working as always.
Hey, big shout out to Joey C. and putting together those headlines that he's putting together. Marty Gross.
Marty Gross was.
I love Marty Gross was fantastic.
But it's been so consistent.
Yeah.
Like every game, it's been really consistent and really, really good.
If you could only have one, Marty Gross or Nugget About It.
Oh,
that was also one of my early season favorites.
I'm going to get about it.
It was so
That was a
good.
thinker.
Yeah, Nugget About It was just
so good.
That was some brilliant
Still striving to meet Katie's pissed on after the Bulls Pistons lost last season.
all time.
That might be the all-timer.
I'm forever climbing the mountain
hard
to
to
get up
match.
to that one.
Hard to match that.
Excellent
But take a
stuff,
page
man.
out of the Bulls book. They should. Where I'm just trying to get up to your guys' level. That's
Hey,
it.
man.
That's all I'm trying to do.
Always
I'm trying to play
working
with you
hard,
guys and
always
try and work
appreciates.
it out.
I saw Joey at the CHGO Bears tailgate yesterday. I showed up for the last 90 minutes and just drank some beers. He was working his tail off the whole time.
Yeah. He got there, 5 a.m. he said? Like, what's this insane?
Yeah.
He brags 5 a.m.
Good Lord,
spilling
man.
secrets and
Nonsense.
And it was,
beer.
Bragg said it was one of the best. Or
Honestly,
the best.
yesterday was one of the best ones. I know this is a Bulls chat, but if anyone's a Bears fan and everyone's interested, we do a
great
really
turnout.
great thing, and it isn't
Very
just
fun.
us. We're doing it with like 5 or 6 other tailgates that have been there for 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
So if you want to hang out with Bears fans that are as dug in as possible, we had a clear, beautiful day yesterday. The barbecue was awesome. Senorita THC margaritas.
Shout out
Got
Senorita.
a little Michelob Ultra in the house. Little RC running around. Everyone had a great time. And then Braggs ended up on top of a truck at one point during the national anthem.
Yeah, sounds right.
Flashing
guy's gonna
a
end up in jail
CHGO flag.
soon.
As long as he's safe.
That's right.
He's
All right.
one of a kind.
We'll get out of here with
Shout
that.
out,
We
Brad.
appreciate you, Bulls Nation. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for the regular chats. Thanks for the likes. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't done it yet. Take a deep breath. We got some few days to recuperate from this one, but we will be here tomorrow with a live pod for y'all. See you then. Have a great night. See Red be good.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
Trash.
We all silly like the mayor.